thrill this is.
What a thrill this is for me, too.
I just joyous space.
It is a joyous space, and you are joyous, and you're
thanks.
awesome. And this show that you created is incredible, and it's doing so well. 5 seasons.
Yeah.
You're going on tour. You've done tours now.
We've done a tour, which is a really hard thing for a group of Canadians, because, like, to walk out in front of a room full of people and have them applaud you is sort of like against our DNA. So when that happens, we all sort of like our bodies are saying like, no, this is not something that should happen, and yet you accept it. Because you Canadians are so polite. I was just there. I was just in Toronto and Montreal. My hometown.
And I love, which one, Toronto or
Toronto.
Montreal? Yeah, they're lovely people there.
Just wonderful.
Yes.
They say their please and thank yous.
Yes, so set up for those who have not seen Schitt's Creek. It's a really hilarious concept, and it's gone very far now. Some things happened.
We're 5 seasons in, so I'll try and recap it very quickly. A wealthy family loses all their money. And part of when they were wealthy, they bought this town as a joke. My dad bought it for me, my character, because of its name, which is Schitt's Creek. And when they lose all their money, they have to move to this town and start again. And part of what they realize in the process is that sometimes when money is taken away and you are forced to just sit with yourself and your family, that love sometimes means more than all the money you had in the world. So that was sort of
a beautiful message.
The message we're trying to get out there.
Yeah, but it's just, in the initial, if you haven't, start from season 1 to see how hard it is for them to understand.
Not easy.
Not easy when they're so used to money to live in that town, that motel. So now you were just, Time Magazine named you one of the people changing comedy, which is fantastic. I mean, that's a big compliment.
Thanks. I think ultimately we just try and tell stories that mean something, and I think for me to be able to tell a queer love story on television freely and without any kind of notes from anyone is a really rare and wonderful thing. And part of what I wanted to do while I'm here, and I'm so glad I'm here, because my dad was here very recently, and I just wanted to send a little note in his back pocket to give to you, because I have to say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I would not be telling the stories that I'm telling had you not told the stories that you told. So you have affected me so greatly and affected this show and the ways in which we can tell love stories on television these days. So thank you very much for that.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. It's so sweet. So what you're saying is I should get a piece of this.
You will be getting residuals.
Yeah, okay, because I'm responsible for the show.
Yes.
So you're the star, you're the writer, and the creator of it. How do you deal? This is stressful, isn't it?
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
My hair has actually become curly because of it. But I try to de-stress as often as I can. I started bathing.
Oh.
I mean, not like actually bathing, I mean like taking baths, which is a new thing for me. I've never like luxuriated to that extent before, and I always read about Oprah like having a custom bath that was made for her, and I always thought, how glamorous. So I started bathing. But what nobody told me was that there's an art to bathing. So I got my Epsom salts, and I put, I think, a lot in the bath.
Yes.
More than I think you're supposed to. Because they bring out, I guess, toxins and things. But if you put too much salt in, it brings out everything. And you're left like a shell of a human. So when I first did it, got in the bath, put my Epsom salts in, things were great, was really sort of relaxing. And then, of course, you take your shower to get the bath off, fainted in the shower because of the Epsom salts.
Well.
So then I wake up a naked ball in my shower, and when you're coming to naked in a shower, it's not what I would call like the most, not the sexiest way to discover yourself.
No. I don't know how much Epsom salt you're putting in there.
A lot of Epsom salts.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk to Dan some more, because you need to learn how to bathe.
I do.
Yeah, we'll be back.